Everyom with the channel. Today, we diving into a fascinating piece of history that sits at the crossroads of biblical narrative and ancient records. The Census of Quirinius. You've probably heard it mentioned in the Christmas story from the Gospel of Luke. It's the whole reason Mary and Joseph had to travel from Nazareth to Bethlehem, where Jesus was famously born in a manger. Luke's Gospel tells us that Caesar Augustus decreed a census for the entire Roman world, while Quirinius was governing Syria. This is a key detail, but it's also where things get a little tricky for historians. The main challenge comes from timing. The Jewish historian Josephus, our best non-biblical source for this period, also writes about a census conducted by Quirinius. The catch: Josephus dates this census to around 6 or 07 AD. About a decade after, most scholars believe Jesus was born, which was during the reign of Herod the Great, who died in 0 for BC. So, we have a potential discrepancy of about 10 years. This has led to a lot of debate. Did Luke get the timing wrong? Or was there another, earlier census under Quirinius that Josephus just didn't mention? Some scholars have proposed different theories. One idea is that Quirinius might have had an earlier, unrecorded role in Syria. Another is that the word for first, census in the original Greek, could also be interpreted as before the Census of Quirinius. Some even suggest it was a long, multi-stage process of registration that began earlier under a different governor. It is also possible that Joseph and Mary's journey wasn't for a Roman tax census at all, but for something else, like a local registration or an oath of allegiance to Caesar that Herod was implementing. Each of these theories has its own set of arguments and counterarguments, and there's no single, universally accepted answer. What this puzzle really highlights is the challenge of piecing together history from ancient texts. We're working with limited sources, written with different purposes in mind. The Gospel writers were focused on theology and telling a powerful story, not necessarily on writing a modern-style history report with precise dates. For them, the census was the divine mechanism that fulfilled the prophecy of the Messiah being born in Bethlehem, the city of David. So, while historians continue to debate the specifics of the census, its role in the Christmas story remains one of the most memorable details in the biblical narrative. It's a great reminder that history is often a complex puzzle with missing pieces. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more. See you next time.